Hello and welcome to the Ukestuff channel and welcome to lesson 4 of GCEA University. This is class U102, again, lesson number 4. My name is Dr. Christopher Russell. I am a music educator. I currently teach elementary music education, although I've taught secondary most of my career. And I run several different resources. I run Ukestuff.info, youtube.com/Ukestuff, youtube.com/ukeplayalongs, and techandmusiced.com. What we're in the middle of is a free systematic approach to starting ukulele the right way so that you set yourself with a good foundation to move on then to the resources offered by other people. We do have a Facebook group for this course if you're interested in joining it, and it's a great place where you can submit your final exam if you are following through with the entire course, as well as to post comments and questions. Additionally, this course is absolutely free, but if you'd like to make a donation towards the work, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/Ukestuff. Let's begin by tuning. So check the tuning on your own instrument. I will do so on mine. If you are using a clip-on tuner and it has different modes, make sure that you're in the U mode or C mode. U mode would be for ukulele, and C would be for chromatic. And once you've tuned, tune a second time just to make sure that everything is good. All right, now let's do some warm-ups. We've been doing some warm-ups consistently since lesson 1, and we're going to continue that. So starting on string 4, open. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Open. String 3. String 2. And string 1. And that's our caterpillar warm-up. Now we're going to do the bar chord warm-up. We're going to be at the 5th fret. Fingers all the way across. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 5. Now let's review some concepts from our previous lessons. Your ukulele should be securely held and nestled in your right arm. Your left hand is going to be doing chord shapes and supporting the ukulele up here. Your right hand is going to be doing strumming generally at the wrist. You want to be strumming where the neck meets the body. You want your sound hole facing away from you. If you have to look at your hands for a second, make sure to put the ukulele back before you go any further. Now to this point we have learned 3 chords. The first chord was the C chord. The second chord was the F chord. And the most recent chord was the G chord. Now let's review one of the songs we did from last time. Let's do You Are My Sunshine. We'll start off with just down strums. Here we go. 1, 2, go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The second pattern we're going to play is just beats 2 and 4, so it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. So then the third and final strumming pattern we're going to use is based off of going down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then what we're going to do is to add a little bit of stress on beats 2 and 4. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right, let's move on to some new content today. Now, in our last lesson, we learned the G chord. Today, we're going to add a different form of the G chord. It's actually what we call a seventh chord. You make a seventh chord by using 4 different notes instead of 3. I won't get into the theory of all of it, but what I do want you to understand is that the G7 is an unstable chord. It wants to collapse to another chord, and the G7 in particular wants to go to the C chord. That's where it really wants to lead. And what that ends up doing is creating motion in music. So the seventh chords, and there are a bunch of different seventh chords. Officially, the G7 is what we call a dominant seventh chord. And that particular type of seventh chord really creates motion in music. And it actually defines a lot of endings of music as we look at it. So this G7 is similar to the G, but different. So let's take a look at it. When we created the G chord, we created a V-shaped chord. Now we're going to create an upside down V, and our fingers are going to be in slightly different positions. The first finger is going to be on the second string, first fret. The second finger is going to go on the third string, second fret. And the third finger is going to go on the first string, second fret. So it's an upside down V. Now again, you have to make sure that your fingers are nice and round and curved and that you're on your fingertips there. Your thumb needs to go somewhere where it can support you. Again, I do not hold to the fact that it has to be right in the middle of the back, glued to one position. Please don't do that. Your thumb needs to be able to move, and you may need to find that you have to rotate your wrist one way or another to make this chord easier to play. But remember, you want some form of alignment in that left hand. And if you're playing the G7 correctly up here, it should sound like this. If you're getting something else, you're probably not on the tips of your fingers and making the space that you need. Again, as if you could let a mouse or a hamster crawl through your hand right here if it needed to. That's the G7 chord. Now, just like our previous chords that we've learned, what we're going to do is to put the G7 chord into a context of something called the ukulele skill drill. And we'll first of all do it with 1 chord every 4 beats, then 1 chord every 2 beats, and then 1 every beat. So we're going to use all the chords we've used so far. So we will use C, F, G, and G7. Let's start off with the C chord. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. G7, 2, 3, 4. And C, 2, 3, 4, and off. Now, one little thing to note here is that when you're on your F chord, don't move your first finger to make the G7. Just leave the first finger planted where it's at and move the other 2 fingers to make your G7. All right, let's do the second skill drill starting on the C. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. C, 2, F, 4. C, 2, G, 4. C, 2, F, 4. G7, 2, C, 4. C, 2, 3, 4, and off. Now let's do the last one. 1 chord every beat. Again, we'll take it a little bit slower with the beat, but still it ramps up in difficulty here. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. C, F, C, G, C, F, G7, C, C, F, C, G, C, F, G7, C, C, 2, 3, 4, and off. Now let's do some songs that use that new G7 chord. The first song is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And the first strumming pattern we're going to use is just downstrokes along with what you'd actually be singing. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Now let's add a strumming pattern that sounds like this. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. All right, our next song is on top of Old Smokey. It's a little different because it's in 6/8 time. An eighth note gets a beat, and there are 6 of them per measure. And we also get 4 notes as a pickup before we start. So let's do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, go. On top of Old Smokey, all covered in snow, I lost my true lover, from courting too slow. From courting too slow, dear, from courting too slow, I lost my true lover, from courting too slow. Now, if you know the song On Top of Spaghetti, it uses the same chords and is fun to do with kids. Now let's add a different strumming pattern. It's going to be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Are you ready? Here we go. On top of Old Smokey, all covered in snow, I lost my true lover, from courting too slow. From courting too slow, dear, from courting too slow, I lost my true lover, from courting too slow. Now, if you go to the next page in the book that is available as a download at Ukestuff.info, you can find a whole bunch of songs to practice that G7 chord so that you're really ready for it. Now, if you want some things to practice, again, you can always go back and practice your new chords. Don't forget the on again, off again technique, where you say, I'm going to play the G7 chord as fast as I can, play it, and then take my hand away. And then I'm going to play the C chord, and then take my hand away. Play the F chord, take my hand away. Play the G chord, take my hand away. So don't forget about that. Practice any of the skill drills in the book so far. Practice any of the songs in the book so far. And then, of course, you can play any of the linked videos as well to get some extra practice. One other thing that I want to remind you about is with the skill drills is that there's always a link to a video version of the skill drill too that you can practice with, especially if you struggle with holding a steady tempo. The video will help you hold that together as you practice along with it. Thank you again so much for participating in this lesson series, GCEA University, class U102. I hope we'll see you back for lesson 5. And as always, I'll be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.